afternoon, Camp Davy Crockett.
I'm Hayden.
And I'm Zeph.
And I'm Katie.
And welcome to the Camp Davy Chronicles.
Of the Camp Davy Christmas Chronicles.
Oh, man.
It's Christmas time, guys. Did you know that?
No.
That's why I'm wearing this.
Yeah, no, I feel left out. I don't have an ugly Christmas sweater. Y'all could have gifted me one, but you didn't.
Well, hey, now we know.
Yep, maybe next year.
Maybe. So how are you? How are you, Katie?
I'm doing good. It's Christmas time and I'm a mom, so
It's always
stress,
fun.
but it's fine.
Fun stress.
Fun stress, magic stress,
Christmas stress.
magic stress.
That's the best time.
Yeah, that's true. See, I'm not a big fan of like Christmas. Mainly, well, hold on. Let me say what I think. Christmas decorations specifically, people seem to go overboard with like decorating and stuff. Like, I'll drive by a house and it'll be brighter than the moon, and I'm like, that's too much.
Hayden, you didn't have to call me out like that.
That is true.
But yeah, it's a lot.
For our audio-only listeners, Katie is wearing a sweater that has lights on it. It's a bit much, but
I'm a bit much, so there, I can make it stop blinking.
It's fine with me.
Yeah. But that's what I hate, that aspect of it.
Okay.
Everything else is great, like the food and the joy and the family time and the everything else.
I'm glad you're a fan of joy. That's good. I also like joy.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I was concerned there for a while.
So originally, we wanted to have Santa Claus on the show, but he wouldn't respond to our emails.
Yeah, we sent him multiple letters since I was 3. I sent him letters, and he never responded.
And then we tried to get our chaplain, James Sossman, but we weren't able to make that happen this year. So we went to our 5th choice.
Good to know. Good to know. Good to know.
Just the first person that we were able to grab on a last-minute basis.
Yeah, that homeless guy on the street wasn't able to do it either for some reason. So.
I mean, you could have given me some warning and not just jerk me from the hallway. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Hey, we did give you like a week to prepare.
That's true.
So that's more than some guests have gotten.
But since we had Dale for Christmas last year, I was kind of thinking we could have a tradition of always having someone with white facial hair to represent Santa Claus.
You should have wore white. You should have
yeah, maybe I should have gotten it. I should have
this morning.
Should have just grown a beard and dyed it white.
Yeah, you should have. Why couldn't you do that?
Yeah, but I still think Dale is basically Santa Claus.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He did give us gifts at the Christmas party.
That's true. But so did a lot of other people. So
I don't know, but Dale's the only one that has a white beard and also gave me a gift.
I'm just saying you've never seen Dale and Santa in the same room together.
That's true. So, I've also never asked him, so that could just be that easy. But
so anyway, who are you, Katie?
I ask myself that question frequently. So I am the marketing and promotion specialist for the council, which, as I frequently tell people, means I make the pretties. So if you see things on social media, or if you get an email that, or a packet, or see a flyer out there, I probably had some hand in it, if not created it totally. So that's me.
Yeah, you're also the reason, or one of the reasons, that this podcast exists. Because we came to you and Greg and asked for approval, and you said that was the worst idea you've ever heard.
And Greg said, "Oh, well, maybe we should give him a chance."
And look at us now.
Just out of pity.
Yeah.
She also helped us design our logo and our patch.
That's true. And she's the one that pushed for the Camp Davy Chronicles merch in the trading post.
Yes.
And so it's all thanks to Katie.
Oh, yeah, that's another. If you've wore a Camp Davy Crockett shirt in any capacity in the past 2 or 3 years, I probably designed it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, specifically one that was designed in the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you had an older one and then you wore it recently, it didn't just suddenly become designed by it.
So you've got a Katie Jones original.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty fancy.
Yeah, that's an exclusive line.
Yeah.
Small numbers.
You better be careful. People are going to start coming up and asking for your autograph. You're going to have 1,000 little kids just...
I'll have to charge.
All those rabid Camp Davy Chronicles fans out there, Yeah, they'll get you now that they know.
Now that they know.
Yeah, I was going to go somewhere. I
So
forgot.
maybe we should have had her for the Thanksgiving episode because she has given us a lot to be thankful for.
That's true. Yeah, but we didn't. So
Yeah, we can still be thankful at Christmas time.
You can.
that's true.
Arguably a really great time to be thankful.
Yeah.
That's true.
So,
Yeah. But I'm not sure. So there's not been much that happened at camp here recently. We had the staff Christmas party, which was a lot of fun, like you said, that with Dale giving us gifts and such. That's fun. It went a lot smoother this year than it did last year. It was great.
Okay, that's good. I wasn't there last year. That's why it went smoother.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously.
Oh yes, and speaking of James Tossman, he was added to the Camp Davy Crockett Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
along with Ronald Cameron
Yep.
and who were the other people?
I don't remember. But
The other people were people that I didn't know, and that's why I don't remember them. But they were from earlier in camp history.
yeah,
I can
that's
find
true.
them.
And but it was cool. People that actually can receive the award like in person now are starting to get it, which is great. And they've got this little like a plaque, and it's Davy Crockett with a musket. It's really cool. Not plaque, like a trophy.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Oh yeah, there was a trophy. It was like a little Oscar, but it's Davy Crockett. Let's see. The other ones
It's a Davy.
were William
It's a
H.
Davy.
Bryant,
that's a good one.
William Bryant, and Zelly Ernest.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. Now that you say it, I remember that. Zelly is such a cool name.
Yeah,
Dale said that like as he was talking about it, and I was like, that's cool.
I think he went by his middle name though, because I remember him calling him something else, but it's not on the plaque.
No.
And I don't know what it was.
Anthony sent me the names for the certificates
Yeah.
for the Hall of Fame, and I was like, Zelly? And he was like, yeah, that's exactly how it was sent to me. So make sure it's spelt that way.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
What if the person sent it to him got it wrong though?
Oh man, I've always thought about that. Like when someone asks you what your name is, you can tell them literally any name in the world, and as long as you say it with enough confidence and like don't run into somebody else you know, they'll just think it's your name. Because why would somebody lie about their name when they tell you?
I mean, I don't know. They probably wouldn't believe me if I said like Batman or something.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
It's got to be a believable name like Eric.
But you guys,
Um,
you guys might be too young to remember the episode of Friends where Phoebe gets married and she goes to change her name and they tell her you can change it to anything you want. Like she's like, here's my marriage certificate. They're like, that doesn't matter. What do you want?
oh my God.
And so she just changes it to something absolutely off the wall. And her husband gets real mad. So.
Yeah. I didn't watch Friends.
Yeah, well, you were probably real little.
Yeah.
I was little, but
Right, okay.
my parents watched it.
Oh.
Just so, we're clear. I'm not that old. Not that old.
It's terrible.
I don't think of Friends is that old anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. My mom watched Friends.
I was little, though.
Okay.
just
Just so we know.
yeah, tell everybody, make sure.
Not that old.
But yeah. So other than that, winter camp is coming up.
Yes.
Speaking of Camp Davy Crockett,
Oh my goodness! And there's lights on the dining hall, like
Yeah.
white Christmas lights, and they look super cool. And I'm pretty sure we're leaving them up for winter camp.
I think so.
Because why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Right? They look amazing.
Right. It's just like a week or two after Christmas, so
Yeah.
there
And-
wouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
And they deserve to be seen by more people. So come to winter camp, if only to see the lights on the dining
Yeah.
hall.
I don't know if.
But hopefully for more than that.
I don't know if you saw Caleb's cabin on your way out from the Christmas thing. His cabin is like a beacon of hope for like all of camp, because it's one of those places that's like over decorated.
Okay.
He's got different color lights. You should see it. That's also something else you got to see.
Visible from space.
Yeah, I think so.
Earlier you described excessive Christmas lights as like
I don't
a
like
negative
them.
thing.
Yeah.
And then you just called it a beacon of hope. And I feel like that's an objectively good thing.
Just depends on what you're looking for. I
There
guess.
is hope for you, Hayden.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or like
It's
that's a positive moniker to give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just depends on how you use it, I guess.
I don't think I've ever negatively said, that's a beacon of hope. Like, you might want to tone that down. You're a beacon of hope over there.
But if you said it like that, like almost
Well, then I would assume it was sarcastic.
Sarcasm.
right, yeah,
Right.
exactly. But then you're still saying it negatively.
Yeah.
You know, Hayden, he's such a beacon of hope.
See, right? That's negative.
It's implying
That's a new saying. I'm gonna start saying that.
what, sarcastically
Yeah.
saying beacon of hope
Yeah.
to imply that someone sucks the hope out of
Right?
everything.
Yeah. That'd be such a mean thing to say because then you got to think about it. Speaking of like new phrases and stuff, I didn't come up with this. I heard it from someone else, so I don't know who originally came up with it. But I'm starting a new thing. Okay, so you know how like when you take a picture
this all the time.
Yeah,
Starting a new thing, 300 this year.
you can start multiple things. You know when you take a picture like of yourself, like you know, like up here, it's called a selfie, right? Yep. Well, when you have multiple people. Are you ready for this? It's called a yalfie. Okay. It's great. And so I'm hoping that catches on within the next 2 to 5 years. And that's what it's called.
But y'all is second person plural. You're talking to other people other than yourself.
Maybe.
So if you're not in the picture and you're taking a picture of other people, which is just like normal photography, and that's a yalfie.
That's a yalfie. Also known as a photo.
It's just a regular picture.
I'm just saying. I think it's going to catch on, and I think everyone's going to do it. I don't know.
Taking a picture. So you're talking about taking a picture of yourself and a group of people, right?
Yeah.
Like a selfie with other people in it.
Right.
It should be
A
an
group
us
selfie.
fee.
An us fee?
No, that's stupid.
It is. That's terrible.
Or an hour fee.
Hour fee.
What? You gonna stand there for an hour?
Ourselves. Yeah, a selves fee.
Break
There
out
you
the
go.
old-fashioned camera. That nobody move.
Man, can you imagine? That's why they didn't have group pictures.
No, that's why nobody smiled in
Well, yeah.
pictures. Because is it done
Because you
yet?
have to hold them.
Yeah.
Or-
Still, I just can't imagine like a group of people like trying to get them to all stay still for like an extended amount of time.
Zeph breaking out the proper grammar over here. That's the second person
He wants to
formal.
be- yeah, plural.
Southern
No,
plural.
no Southern person is thinking about y'all like that.
It's a good word though, because the informal English there just isn't one. It's just you, and that's stupid.
Yep.
Y'all is better.
You know, you can break out the real informal. I've had family members, older family members,
Really?
great grandparents who said Ewans.
Oh,
So Ewans.
I've heard that one before.
You
Ewans.
also use guys, which is just too much.
I've not heard that
I
one.
feel like that's mobster
That's
English
very
right there.
northern.
Use guys.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say that's like a northern thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Okay. It's y'all's
Alright.
turn to come up with something stupid.
I think this is a great episode so far.
Yeah, I came up with the microwave this season.
What?
The oven that you put frozen food in. That was with Greg's episode last season, actually. I think, but because I remember him specifically like going down the rabbit hole of like thinking it was a good idea.
Oh, and then you're like, but it's just a microwave?
Well, yeah,
Like-
the freezer that becomes an oven. Right,
Oh.
so you put frozen food in it, like on a tray, and then when you're hungry, you just push a button or like tell Alexa, and
You just activated everybody.
yeah, right, and then it just starts cooking, and then in 10 to 5 minutes you have food. It's
Okay.
genius. But we found the problem that you had to, because it can't go from frozen to cooking.
Right. There's a thought.
There's also a preheat, but the food can't be in the oven while it preheats. I mean, it could, but so there has to be 2 compartments, so it just falls through.
listen, this might be exposing me as not a great cook, but I throw frozen chicken into my Instant Pot all the time. Like you
Well, I
can
think-
go from
I
frozen to
think
cooking.
there's 2 sides of the world. You either have like an air fryer or Instant Pot, or you don't. There's no in between, and you either use it all the time or you don't. So I don't know. It is what it is.
I can cook. My dad would be very disappointed if he heard me saying like I have an air fryer and an Instant
Yeah.
Pot and that's what I do. But no, I can cook. I just choose not to.
Yeah. I think I can cook, but at the same time, we went to a Christmas party last night, and I was in charge of bringing potatoes, and everyone thought it was potato salad, and I was like, "It's not. It's potatoes."
How do you mess up potatoes?
Okay, listen.
Wait.
I'm just saying, there is not a book that says potatoes have to be a certain color. Okay? There's nowhere in the world of potatoes is that a thing. Does it have to be like white? So my potatoes were yellow.
Right.
Okay. And so it looked like potato salad. I should have taken a picture,
Okay.
but I didn't.
You
But,
can
like-
insert it into
Yeah,
the.
yeah, but I don't
just
have a
edit.
picture.
So it was
Have to
just
make mine.
potatoes.
Yeah, it was just potatoes.
No seasoning.
Well, yeah, but like they were good when you ate them.
Okay. So, but what is potato salad except potatoes with seasoning? Like,
Well, and
What do you- what else?
like mustard? and
Yeah, there's like
mayonnaise?
other
that's
stuff. in it.
seasoning.
Well, you did. No.
It's very overbearing seasoning.
It's sauces.
The sauces
Yeah.
are more of a condiment.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But it wasn't potato salad. Is there really mustard in potato salad?
I don't know. I have a recipe for potato salad, but I don't like the stuff.
I would assume there was like mayonnaise.
It depends on the variety, but the yellow kind has mustard in it.
I would assume.
Yes.
Makes sense.
That's why it tastes like mustard.
Like
I don't like potato salad.
Deviled egg topping has mustard
I knew
in it.
that.
That's yellow.
Yeah.
I think it's roughly the same
that's
thing.
just yellow because the egg's yellow.
Oh well, that's true. No, I didn't think about that. I don't actually.
But
like...
I knew there was mustard in deviled eggs because my mom loves deviled eggs, and so she makes them like all the time.
Right.
I hate them.
Yeah, I don't actually like a lot of those kind of like cold picnic foods. So, yeah,
I wouldn't eat just a cold egg like normally.
Like a raw egg?
Yeah. No, like
generally unadvisable.
Like a hard-boiled egg.
Yeah, like if it was hard-boiled and somebody just laid it there and it was cold, I wouldn't just be like, oh, I'm going to eat it.
Yeah, I do prefer hard-boiled warm.
Yeah. I don't like eggs. Okay. That was the moral of the story. So, do we want... We gotta have this talking period.
Yes.
And then you move into the questions. That way you like the guest loosens up and
puts
they're able, Then we can like hit them with the hard hitting questions and
I'm under all these lights.
Yeah, all two of them.
And you're over the lights on your switch.
Oh yeah, I am over some of these lights. Yes.
Yeah.
There's so many lights in here.
Okay, hard hitting question time.
Hmm.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh man, I did not think through this one. So I want a profession. Do you want a profession?
Whatever. I think Anthony said he wanted to be a cat owner. So
yeah. Well, so like I want to be a grandma one day. Like that's to be the best grandma ever. To be the grandma that all the kids are like, do we have to go to the other grandma's house? Because I want to go to her grandma. I want to go to that grandma.
That might actually be the highest, worthiest aspiration in this world.
I was about to say, I think everybody wants to do that, to be that person that everyone just loves.
You want to be a grandma?
Yep.
So my parents are kind of that way with my kid. Like every day, do I get to go to Papa's? Do I get to go to Papa's? Yeah. And so that's kind of what I want to be. I want to be that
they
grandma.
Don't want to spend time with you either?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just no, I don't want to.
See, now that's a good grandparent right there. You got like.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that when he hears it later. So.
Does he listen to the Camp David Chronicles?
He's gonna. I'm his baby. Okay. Why would he not?
Okay.
So you've told him that you don't cook now, so now he's going to be upset. So you not want to rethink it.
No, he knows. He knows. Okay. we're hosting Christmas this year, so he's already been like, well, I could still do it, and I'm like, Dad, I got it. It's fine.
Air fried turkey. That's good stuff.
That's a big air fryer.
Yeah. Can you do that? Well, you could cut it up, I think.
There are ovens with air fryers built into it now, so you could.
I'm not.
That's just a convection oven, but. So a grandma. That's what I want to be when I grow up. If you're asking about a profession, honestly, I don't want to do anything that doesn't involve me making the pretties. That's what I like to do. So maybe I just cornered myself into like not ever getting a promotion or anything like that.
Second hour, I'm good.
But yeah, I can't really imagine ever doing anything else than, making the pretties.
Yeah. See, I've always enjoyed that question. I've said it multiple times because asking like people who have like a life and have a career what they want to be with their is so funny to me. Yes. So, anyways,
we strive for the highest ideals of comedy on the Camp David Chronicles.
So, positions, years, and previous experience in scouting / scouting career.
So I started here in my current position in November of 2020, and that is my entire scouting experience thus far. So a little over 3 years. I have a 5-year-old son who just joined Cub Scouts, and he is a Lion Scout, obviously, but he... so that's my entire position in scouting right now is employee and mom. My husband just actually... signed up to be a den leader in our pack, and he has scouting experience before that. Right. But my whole experience as a scouter right now is employee and mom. So maybe that changes in the next couple of years, but
Yeah, then you could be employee and Cub Scout master and scout leader and then camp counselor. Seems like a lot. That's the rabbit hole, Katie. You better be careful.
It's just an hour a week, though.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It's just an hour a week. So
that's how it starts, and then it just keeps on going.
Before you know it, you're
40 years. Yeah. Yeah. You have a white beard. You're sitting down there at camp.
Keeping up with the elf workshop.
Yep.
The Jones Elf Workshop, keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah, no, it wouldn't have been the first time I heard that one.
So what's your favorite campsite and shelter at Camp Davy Crockett?
100% honestly, I've never stayed in anything but staff camp.
Okay.
So I can't really...
staff camp's my favorite.
Yeah, staff.
You usually tell people you can't, like, this is not counting staff camp.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we're always talking to staff usually, so.
But I genuinely do love scout camp. Staff camp, because my first... I want to say it was the first January after I started, we went to camp, just the staff, executive staff, and we stayed in staff camp and we roasted marshmallows and we hung out in the staff lodge. And I mean, we did work in between too, but it was just a fun little experience to get away and be out there. So the memory, more than that it's bougie, that you get air conditioning and meat.
But that's a huge plus.
Yes, huge plus. But
yeah, no, staff camp is, if you go like behind on the backside of staff camp, it is like its own little village. I mean, you get away from everything. You can kind of not hear camp noises like kids screaming and stuff, and it's great.
Well, we were there in January too, so there were no kids screaming.
That's true. There are those two trails though that go on each side.
Yeah, we should get rid of those. We should build like 18-foot privacy fences all the way around and just make it a fortress.
Anyway, so if you're just going to judge by the names alone, then of the animal names that they're named after, what's the coolest one?
Bobcat. I don't know why. It's just like it. When I found out that Bobcat was all the way up there where Bobcat is, I was like, oh, that's unfortunate.
What about mountain lion though? Because that's just like a bigger bobcat.
That's true. But when I first started, that was the first campsite that I was taken to. Like, oh, this is how all of the campsites pretty much look, and this is So I don't know. I just always thought that one was cool.
Mountain lion is the best campsite.
Yeah, Mountain Lion is home to the official, unofficial Troop 240 trail.
That's true. It is official because we're staff and we said so.
Yeah, we claimed it. I'm sure
add that to the list of trails on the.
Yeah, I'm sure at some point we helped. Yeah, it does have a really board that says this is Troop 240's trail. Just nobody's found it, I don't think.
One small step for 240.
We actually said that. When we went out there and dug that hole, we thought the same thing.
If you scroll way back on our Instagram feed, you can see the picture of the post that says Troop 240.
You can see the post of the post.
The post.
The post, yeah.
So what are some of your biggest pet peeves? I asked 2 questions in a row.
Oh no! When somebody steps on other people's toes.
Yeah.
No, I guess like this might be a difficult thing to say out loud. When people throw things like last second together, I don't know, like oh, this is due Monday, let's get that done. Like, oh, well, it's Friday at 4.
That never happens.
That never happens at all. And I wouldn't say like pet peeve is something that I take pretty lightly. It's not something that like I'm not going to bite your head off if you do that or anything.
Well, yeah, I think it's supposed to be like just annoyances, not necessarily things that like make you mad.
Right.
Like absolutely furious.
That's good though. I'd be concerned if you were biting people's heads off.
Praying mantis style.
I might report you.
So what is a story that has, or something, tell us a story that embarrasses you?
It doesn't have to be a story. Yeah,
it has to be a story.
An embarrassing thing, story?
Something that embarrasses.
What embarrasses you? It could just be in general or a specific time.
Like So right now in my life, in the season of life that I am in, I'm struggling with, Lucas just started school this year and he's never been like expected to sit from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m., before. So I'm also starting to learn that like I didn't always like restrict him to the dinner table or anything like that. So he would just get up and when he's done and maybe he'll come back and get a bite or whatever. And when we're done, we clean up. But you can't do that in school. You got to just sit down. So my one thing that really embarrasses me now is when either someone doesn't have the patience to handle small children and therefore that's my problem, or like your child is acting up. That's super embarrassing. Like, no, can we not do that? Not because what you're doing is bad, but just because it's really embarrassing. Mommy, please stop.
But see, that's what they're there for. They embarrass you when they're younger, and then you embarrass them when they're older.
Oh, and you're
so
right.
It's
you're right. I've got so many.
Exactly. Right? So it's like this is just payback.
Can't wait to show this to a future significant other.
So just that's what you got to remind them. I don't know that being at a young age they're enough to think about it, but you just got to keep reminding them. You're like, okay, whatever you do, I'm just gonna do worse. When you're older, I'm gonna scream at you in your wedding.
Oh, see, I'm also a boy mom, so like I struggle a little bit thinking about what my future children and grandchildren are gonna. So
like, as long as you're the best grandmother.
Yeah, right. That's I want to be the best grandmother.
So, do we want to take a break and do the word of the day?
I think so.
Oh, that was me. Yes. Hold on. Let me open my notes here. So I think that I picked this word. It's not a super fancy word, but I think it describes me well. So the word is superfluous.
Not a super fancy word. Okay.
It's not a super fancy word.
I use it every day, actually.
Superfluous means exceeding what is sufficient or necessary extra.
No. Okay.
So,
You think that describes you well?
I think I'm extra.
Oh, okay.
I've always liked the word superfluous, learned it as a small child. And
Yeah. Well, I've always heard that you were a beacon of hope. But
I remember always thinking that word was fun because it's like the first two syllables are super.
Gosh.
So you think you say super,
Right.
but you stress this superfluous.
Superfluous.
It makes
The
it feel
emphasis
fancy.
on the other syllable there. Not extra at all.
Which is kind of superfluous in itself.
Yeah.
To pronounce it that way.
Right. Yep. So that was my word.
Yeah.
I am extra.
Yeah, when you said that you didn't have I was expecting like something different, but you tricked us.
I'm extra. That's what I am.
Extra.
So now see if you can make us laugh with a joke.
Oh, okay. So I struggled with this too. So I've got like 3. The first one you might not really get that well, but what's every parent's favorite Christmas carol?
Silent Night.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How many letters are in the Christmas alphabet?
I don't know.
Only 25. There's no L. I did not get these out of Scout book. Out of Scout life.
At least they're Christmas themed.
Yeah, well, the last one's not.
Oh.
It is, what has more lives than a cat?
I've heard this one. I don't remember.
Zeph. Do, do, do. A frog. It croaks every night.
Yeah. I knew I'd heard that one.
So I couldn't remember. Do you do the thought of the day or do I do the thought of the day?
At the end of it, if you have one, we'll let you do it.
Well, no, I mean, we can get there when we get there.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
First time. I don't.
how far are we?
Half an hour-ish.
Yeah.
Half an hour. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
when we get there.
Yeah. When we get there.
We got to keep asking the hard-hitting questions
Hard
first.
questions.
So, what are some of your favorite Christmas traditions?
So we are a decorate on Thanksgiving night family, which has been
Those people.
which has been a little hard since I've been married because my parents still want to decorate on Thanksgiving night, and like that's part of the tradition is we all go over there and hang our old Christmas ornaments up on the tree and everything. Right. So, but yeah, that's so decorating as soon as Thanksgiving is done, whether that's the night of with my parents or the next day for my family. Christmas movies, hot chocolate. One of the newer Christmas traditions that I love is our home now has a fireplace. So during the Christmas season, I hope it gets cold enough that it's worth building a little fire. Like it's a wood fire too.
Right. Yeah, right now where it's like 50 outside.
Yeah, not so much. But like a couple of weeks ago, it was like 18 degrees. And I was like, we should start a fire. Yeah. But the problem is my husband really likes to be warm, or he likes to be cool, so because he's warm all the time.
Right. Well, then you can just sit further away from the fire.
But his armchair is closest to the fire, and he told me he told me, he's like, I think the side of my chair is singed. Nah.
That's like an 18-foot fire in this thing. No, fire heat is like different than like heating heat. It's, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like around a campfire when it's cold, or even inside when it's cold, it's different. Yeah. And
we have gas heat, so it's really dry anyways. Yeah. But and so then probably one of my most favorite parts of Christmas is about a week or two before Christmas, me and my mom usually get together and make what we call our family Christmas candy, which is like Buckeyes and chocolate dipped pretzels. And I don't know if y'all have ever heard of haystacks, fudge, things like that. So we get together and we spend like a whole day or afternoon, whatever, just kind of making all of that stuff so that there's fun candy to eat.
Do you make peppermint bark?
No, we don't.
Man, that's my favorite holiday candy.
But we do make a holiday Chex Mix, or it's not Chex Mix because it doesn't have Chex in it, but trail mix, right? So holiday M&Ms, the red and green ones, and peanuts, raisins, chocolate chips, peanut butter chips, and butterscotch chips. And I know that sounds like it's just all sugar. But it's really fun for Christmas, and everybody always asks for it. So
I can't believe you don't make peppermint. Peppermint bark might be the single best holiday thing to make.
Peppermint bark and eggnog are two of the greatest inventions of mankind.
Yeah, might be.
I'm a hot chocolate person.
Hot chocolate too.
See, what you're really learning here is just all things chocolate.
Hot chocolate upsets me.
Really?
Yeah, because as most things do.
That really grinds your gears.
Yeah, it's a pet peeve of mine.
Why?
Hot chocolate. Okay.
Joy, beacon of hope, Christmas lights,
He's
hot chocolate.
No, so when you make hot chocolate, it's always too hot to drink. And there's always this time, it's like with coffee or whatever, there's this time between when you get it and when you are able to drink it.
Yes.
And that's too much. And then there's always this, every single time you drink it just before, like right when it's still hot enough, and you always burn the tip of your tongue, or like it's terrible.
That is true.
And it's just not enjoyable. It's not worth the risk is not worth the reward to me.
See, it's the ideal situation for drinking hot chocolate is being like at home, cozy with like an open mug so it can cool off a little faster, and you have a spoon that you can sip a teeny tiny bit out of it, and it doesn't burn your tongue.
All right, I would like to retract my pet peeve statement earlier. People who make hot chocolate with water, I can't be friends.
What are you heating up milk?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's gross.
No, that's how it's intended to be.
It's richer.
I'm basically a milk professional, and warm milk just doesn't. I mean, that sounds like spoiled milk.
Now, to be fair, this also depends on what you're making hot chocolate with. Like if you're just using Swiss Miss mix in water, that's just
no. Even Swiss Miss is made better with milk.
Right? No. That's what is Swiss Miss in water. It's just like it's almost nothing.
It's
right? Like you have to use milk for that. But if you're using like real chocolate stuff, that's like you can get away.
Why would you want to do that to real chocolate?
There's kinds that are like made to make hot chocolate. Like it's like.
But you're saying that it like real hot chocolate in water is all right.
Yes.
And you're saying that it's not.
No.
Just making sure I'm understanding.
Swiss Miss, Cocoa Bombs, fine German chocolate. I don't care what you make it with. It's better with milk. I'm on the record.
It probably
that is better with milk.
Wow.
We actually make a slow cooker hot chocolate with.
Oh, in the air fryer?
No, in the crock pot. I do have a regular crock pot like any millennial. but the we make it. It's like heavy whipping cream and regular milk and all of that with the chocolate chips, and then it's great.
Right. It sounds
with baking
great.
chocolate in it.
Yeah.
So
I'm just thinking of what an air fried hot chocolate would taste like right now. I can't imagine that it would be bad. I mean, it would. I'm sure it would warm it up, so it'd be just saying.
Deep fried hot chocolate.
Yeah. I was okay. So I went to this thing.
I'm concerned.
We're on a side note, but I was at this thing the other day, and I was talking to this guy, and somehow we got on the topic of deep fried foods, and he said, and I can't prove this, but he seems like a trustable guy, that he had deep fried water, and I was like, "You're joking, right?" And he said, "No," and he said, "What they do is they take like the gelatin, and make water." Right, and then deep fry it, and then you eat it. And he said, I told him, I was like, well, that sounds terrible. And he was like, it is. And I was like, okay.
Genuinely awful.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you put water in hot oil, it's not good. So I just can't imagine like deep fry. But I mean, like at Bristol, when they do the race, the Speedway Lights, they have deep fried Kool-Aid.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, that also sounds gross.
That must have been a recent development because they did not have that when I was a child. You got your little marshmallow, you roasted it, you sat on Santa's lap, and you went.
And you burnt your tongue every time. I'm telling you, marshmallows are terrible too. Christmas lights, hot chocolate.
The worst is the people who burn their marshmallows on purpose because they say it tastes better that way, but really they just mean they're too lazy to make it actually
impatient.
Good. Yeah.
Impatient, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I have the list. I was like, why aren't you asking questions?
Why aren't you asking questions?
This is the same list from the other day. Trading Post snack. What is your favorite Trading Post snack? Our Trading Post.
So, again, admittedly, I haven't ate a lot from the Trading Post, but I did get some popcorn last time, and it is delicious.
Yeah,
popcorn.
It is. They always, whatever they don't sell, they bring up to like the staff lodge. And I've eaten my fair share of popcorn.
Of camp popcorn?
Yeah.
Yeah, the boys, when we went for Haunted Weekend, they begged and begged and begged for popcorn. And I had brought like all kinds of snacks and everything to, because kids, when you are hiking all over the place, it's, I'm hungry. Brought all kinds of snacks and like trail mix and things like that, and they were not the Christmas trail
Okay, I was about to say, well, that's why.
Real trail mix. They were like, I want popcorn. So I got them the popcorn, and then I ate half the popcorn. So.
Hey, that's, I think, I don't know, I'm not a parent, but that's what parenting is.
Oh, that's the parent tax.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I was thinking about like Christmasifying that question and asking like favorite Christmas snack or Christmas candy, but I feel like we kind of went over a lot of that. Yeah. But for the record, eggnog, yes or no?
Not really. I can handle a taste of it every now and then, but I'm not an eggnog.
You can't handle a gallon and a half of it?
No.
Because that's what Clayton drank at the Christmas party. Yeah. He drank a gallon and a half of eggnog.
Ooh. Now, my mom likes to buy boiled custard.
Ugh,
and when I was a small child, I was told that was eggnog. So that might be part of it.
They just argue, that's all.
Yeah.
Eggnog is good. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
I don't know if this counts as a superpower. The Time Turner from Harry Potter. I want to be able to go back in time and make more time for things.
But do you really?
I do. Well, I know the consequence of the movie was she was so tired and she was exhausted because she never rested. But why did she not just turn it back again and get some sleep?
But then you get into this loop of where you just keep going back to get sleep.
I would do that. Even if that was the only thing I could use it for.
Right. You can only use it to sleep. You still have to go to all your classes on time, but you're okay, great. I'll stay up all night doing my homework, run it back, get some sleep, and then be fine the next day.
I would rather just be able to snap and freeze time. And then you do whatever you want.
But can you affect the world while you frozen time?
Sure. If I froze time, if I froze time and then like went over and slapped Zeph and then unfroze it, he'd still feel it. That is affecting the world.
Okay, so you freeze time, you do all the work you need to do, then you get some rest, and then in the morning you unfreeze.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it wouldn't be morning. You just unfreeze time when you're ready.
Exactly.
Right. You could just freeze time, do all your work, and then unfreeze time and sleep.
And you're right back to where exactly. See,
I'm not sensing
genius.
a difference here.
Yeah, but see, you're wanting to go back in time.
Yeah. So you can that way you can be doing two separate things at the same time.
Right.
That's cooler.
So I can take my kid to Cub Scouts, but also finish the stuff I needed to really finish earlier this week. Yes.
But you could do that anyways. Like before you take
Just stay up on it.
before you take your kid to Cub Scouts, you snap, freeze time, do what you need to do, and then unfreeze it or take a nap.
But if there's
rules.
if there's two things that you have to do that are both like have to happen in time,
Yeah.
you know, then you can't do it while time is frozen.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, last week my niece had a band concert at the same time as my kid had the Cub Scouts. So
Yeah.
Chris had to take Ethan and Lucas to Cub Scouts.
So there would
and I
be
went to
two
the
of
band
you?
concert. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there would be the one currently living through
what
time.
happens when you run into each other? And
Well,
the
they
world
solved that in the
explodes?
movie. You don't run into each other.
I've never watched Harry Potter, so I don't know.
Oh no.
But
The world doesn't explode.
Well, they explain it in the book too. You can't
I
read.
don't. No, I can't.
But whatever you do when you travel back in time already happened before. You just didn't know.
Right.
Yeah. That's
So,
that's the best method of time travel.
What is your
explanation.
favorite class that you have taken or taught?
So I've only taught one merit badge class, and
Was it your favorite?
It was
Yeah,
because it is what I like to do. I taught people how to make pretties. So I've done it a couple of different ways. The first time it was pretty much just, okay, you draw what you're going to design and then go home and use this free website to
Right.
design and print something off, and that meets your requirement. The second time I taught it at MBU, this past year before, can't remember. It was, I actually got the stuff to screen print.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of fun. And the kids were super excited about it. And I really enjoyed that.
Did you teach it once at camp?
I've taught it at every winter camp since I started.
Yeah.
But that's harder because the screen printing stuff that I have does not work well in cold weather.
Yeah.
And I've been teaching it in the Future STEM Center, the old dining hall. And it,
Yeah,
we have
little
propane
chilly,
heaters. So
It's going to be
goo.
70 this year, so. it's all right.
Oh no, it snowed for 3 years. I'm going to be sad.
I remember the very first winter camp that we had and was literally out there in shorts. It was it was one. And this year's going to be that same. It's going to be
Oh.
90 and it's going to be great. You're going to get a suntan.
Do we
Summer
have a
in
forecast
January.
that far ahead?
Yeah, mine. I just told you.
Just so you're weather
Okay.
aware.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So that's the graphic design merit badge, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Just want to make
Yeah,
sure.
sorry, I didn't.
You
I
just
guess
said
I didn't
make
say.
pretties.
I teach
That's the
people to
merit
make
badge,
pretties. Yeah, well, that's what they should call it. Making the pretties, updated 2023 edition. Have y'all considered having two of these lists?
Well, what's the fun in that?
Hey, I'm the only one who writes things down. So,
I figured.
do you have a
Good
favorite?
copy.
Do you have a favorite camp story?
A favorite camp story. So I was telling Hayden earlier, I, as a parent, have only been to one event at camp so far, and that is Haunted Weekend. I feel like my stories of being at camp as an executive staff member or a program staff member are not as relevant. So I want to tell you the story of the first camp out that I took my son on, which was in his new pack, we went to Camp Placid in Blounteville. And, it was just kind of to work on requirements and things like that so they could build scout skills and things like that. And it was going great. We were having lots of fun. And there was a hike because, a lot of the cubs have to do a 1 mile hike. Well, for lions, that requirement is just go on a hike. Like it could be around the building.
Right.
You don't have to go on a big hike. But Lucas is the only lion in his pack. And we were also camping out with the troops that are connected to my pack. So it got time to go on this hike, and it was a 1 mile hike. And at Camp Placid, they've got their dining hall, and then you go down around like a pond, and then they've got a trail that leads all the way up through like the wooded area of their back 40, and then back down.
I see it. Yeah.
So,
Right.
we're at the
Yeah, right.
dining hall,
Yeah.
and we start down around the pond. We didn't even make it to here before Mommy, I want a piggyback ride. I was like, no, son, this is a hike. We're all hiking together. Look. And like, I'm already a slow hiker. I knew I was going to be the back of the line, but it was so great to have that reason.
It's like, we got.
It's not me, the kid. He's slow. Sorry, guys.
He's like, this guy.
Yeah. And Donovan was the back, and he was bringing up the tail, so he had to stay with us the whole time. And just literally from that point where he first asked for a piggyback ride until we passed where we entered the forest, the wooded part of the property, Lucas just the whole way, I can't, I'm tired, carry me, I don't want to. And then we entered the wooded part, and there's a small pond there, much smaller than the other one. And I did not see the edge of the pond.
Oh, gosh.
And somebody had said, y'all watch, because we were further back. Somebody said, y'all watch for the edge of the pond. It's, so don't
advice.
slip in. But I didn't hear him because I was dragging a 5-year-old who didn't want to do it. And we were walking along, and Chris is like, Katie, Lucas is about to fall in. And it was a tense moment, but funny.
He didn't fall in though, right? Okay.
No, he did not fall in. And we finished the hike, and then we got back to the dining hall, and he said, let's go again. And I was like, no.
I don't often go on hikes for that reason.
Because you're a Lucas?
Because, yeah.
Carry me.
I've been on a couple hikes, and where the similar situation, and it always makes me so mad at the end when they're like, let's do it. I was like, no, we're never doing that again. Please don't ever talk to me.
We had my nephew with us because he's a wolf, and he's in the same pack, and he was enjoying it mostly. He's probably going to end up being a track kid or something. I mean, he wants to walk, to run, to be fast. Me either. Me and Lucas are because it's uphill,
right? It's terrible.
It was great, though. Yeah. It was a good experience for him. But that's my favorite camp story so far.
See, but that goes back to one of those things. When he gets older, then you're right there. Like, I don't really want.
Let me tell you about the time.
Okay, this is the question from our last. I know how to read.
Yeah.
This is the question from our last guest,
Mr. Chick-fil-A.
Daryl Fowler. Yep.
My favorite, not classic Christmas movie.
Yep. That's the one. Your favorite Christmas film.
I watch your podcast. Yes, I do.
That's for Christmas?
Yeah. No. This is my favorite.
This
not
episode of the
Christmas.
podcast could now be your favorite Christmas.
Exactly.
Family tradition. Watch this episode every Christmas.
Let's sit down and watch the time Mommy embarrassed herself on the internet. No. So I question, what does he mean by not classic? Does he mean like Home Alone? Because I would argue Home Alone is a classic Christmas movie.
Right. Yeah, of course it is. I think I feel like he started off with it being more specific, and then was just kind of like, what's your favorite Christmas movie and why?
Okay, well, because when I hear classic Christmas movies, I think about the old, like, Claymation, Jules and Bass, all of those. So those are my favorite Christmas movies. I don't have a whole lot outside of those, because I was a Hallmark Christmas movie watcher for a number of years, and that's embarrassing to admit out loud.
Yeah. First step is acceptance.
But a couple of years ago, that Disney movie Noelle, I think it was, with what's her face from Pitch Perfect, was in it, and it was really sweet. Like, I really love it. Felt like it had some girl power elements, and it had accepting your fellow man, and it was just really sweet movie.
I also liked Christmas Chronicles.
That one was really good.
Or Santa.
I
think it's Christmas Chronicles.
The jailhouse music scene.
I haven't seen that one.
It's a good one.
Is that
it's on
Netflix
Netflix.
one?
Yep.
Yeah,
you should watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's got Santa Claus in it.
Really?
The real one.
Oh, so Dale Daffo?
No.
Can you imagine? That'd be hilarious.
He's been deputized by Santa, but he's not the Santa.
Yeah.
Okay. Bill is just one of the sub Santas.
Yeah, like all the mall Santas have been deputized by the real Santa.
Right. Yeah.
So they carry back the messages of the children to the real Santa.
They're just really tall elves.
Kind of.
Yeah. Not really. I think they are like humans, but they're higher by Santa.
So
they're subordinate clauses.
Yeah. that was the joke
But
today right there. Okay, that was good.
So, next question.
Anyway, yeah. Do you have a question for the next guest?
Oh, I do. Hold on. It's on here. I asked Hayden if I could bring my notes. Okay. So what, because it's going to be after the new year, I'm assuming. What is a new adventure you want to have this year? An adventure you've not been on before. And it doesn't have to be like a huge, like we're not talking you have to go to film on or something, but like an adventure that you consider to be adventurous that is new to you.
Okay. Now it'll be halfway through the year, but you know,
I might have a guess in the spring. But.
who knows? Maybe.
Well, darn it, you guys should have worked harder to get somebody lined up for January. Don't you do a winter
We
camp
tried
episode?
the fifth option.
We do a winter camp episode. We haven't had a guest for winter camp before.
Oh,
Yeah. We'll start back. I don't know.
guess.
Winter,
yeah. What?
Or like winter camp is the first episode of the new season.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And we do it it's the last Monday of January that it comes out.
Says who?
So, I mean, that's what we did the last 2 seasons.
We're
Says
canceling
the set
podcast.
director.
So,
do we have a thought of the day?
yeah, I'll let you go with your thought of the day.
Okay, so this is, I read this on the internet, and again, as a mom, you may be noticing a theme to some of my comments here. This just really struck with me, is that Mary, after just having delivered a baby,
Okay.
right, she's exhausted, she's just gone through birth, she's just gotten baby Jesus to sleep, and she is approached by a small child asking to play a drum solo.
Yeah.
The nerve. And you know, she's like a saint, right? So she's
like, go ahead.
please, yes, play your little drum for me.
But at least it was good.
Was it though? I think that's something you would tell a small child.
It's like, get out of my house.
In the
Great.
song, it says that Jesus smiled at him. So,
So not only
was
did
good
she
enough for a
just
baby.
get him to sleep, it woke him
But
up.
it woke him up. Yes. So that's and then just to kind of add on to that, another Christmas song that kind of makes you think is the song "Mary, Did You Know?" Beautiful song, wonderful.
I've always wondered.
Beautiful song.
what she knew.
She did. We know that. It's in the Bible.
Right, yeah.
They came to her and told her, yes, that she knew. So it seems like a pointless question. Beautiful song, pointless
there's
question.
a lot of different questions. Like, she didn't necessarily know all of those details, like the specific things that he was going to do, like walk on water.
Yeah, maybe. So my thought of the day, which isn't as good as the 2 songs, was really just about It was about Christmas songs.
Okay.
But I have said for 2 years now that we should get all the guests together and sing a Christmas album.
If everybody is out in that hallway right now.
Yep, come on in.
I was your
That's
5th
how-
choice, but you got everybody together for a Christmas CD.
How we end this show today.
Yeah. So I've always said that we should do that. And so, but I've never like actually said it on recording. So next year, 2024, Zeph is going to sing every Christmas song that you can send in. And so,
No, there are some I will draw the line.
nope.
I will not sing Last Christmas.
That'd be funny.
My
But, yeah.
request is, Mary, did you know?
Okay.
So, but just be thinking about that. What Christmas songs that you want to hear? Pop Tart and JD. Gosh, JD's singing would be great. And Zeph and other people.
If you can get JD, I will produce the album. If you can get JD to sing, I will edit. I'll bring out all of my skills here.
What song would he sing? Like, he could sing Last Christmas. That'd be funny.
Is it going to be?
No, it would be something. It would be something like
Jingle
you know,
Bells.
No, something very Appalachian.
Oh, that's
you
true.
know. He likes
Like
all the
Deck the
Appalachian
Halls.
culture stuff.
Are you can bring out some Loretta Lynn, a good old country Christmas.
Yep. What, Country on the Square?
He could, Christmas on the Square
Yeah,
by Dolly
Christmas,
Parton. Yeah,
Mm.
he could sing "Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer."
Reindeer. That feels a little
I feel like-
stereotypical.
I feel like JD would nail that song.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. We'll have to talk to him about it.
JD, we know you're listening. You are committed to this.
Yep. You know that we're going to get like a message like after that. Be
He
like,
is going to
no.
send us a very long Facebook message about this.
Are we talking a cappella, or are you gonna like have a backing track?
No.
That'd be too much effort.
The pure
Just the power
voice.
of JD's voice.
Yeah. We might add a little auto tune just to make it just a little better.
You have to pay extra for auto tune.
Yeah. Well, I guess he's out of luck then. I've heard JD sing Vespers. It couldn't be that bad. I've heard me sing Vespers. It could be that bad.
Yeah, so which song are you gonna sing, Hayden?
Vespers. No, I'm joking. I do want to do that. Get a recording of everybody singing Vespers and like, I don't know.
Yeah. When it's good.
Yep, that's true. That's the problem. I've been waiting for 5 years now, 6 years, whatever. How long?
It's hit or miss.
Yep, that's true.
If you wait to capture the moment for the perfect moment, you'll never get it. There's my sage advice of the day.
Yeah.
The problem is there's not very many moments that come around when you're singing Vespers. You can pretty much count on that it's going to be bad. You can listen to it. I mean, I don't know that you'll love it.
Well, I think it's pretty good sometimes.
That's just because I don't know.
Oh.
I think being on stage and being off stage are two different things, though.
Well, yes, those are factually not the same thing.
When you're on stage, and you're listening to other people sing around you, I've learned, and I'm not saying that I'm excluded from this. A lot of people can't sing.
Oh yeah.
And I try to tell them, please don't sing, and or at least not sing as loud, because it seems like somebody who can't sing always seems really loud, and it's like just don't, just quiet that down a little bit. That's why when I do it, I sing very low because I don't want people to hear me because I'm terrible at it.
That's why I joined band. I knew I couldn't sing.
Yeah.
Marching band was my thing. I think that maybe that's genetic in my family. None of us can sing really well.
Yeah.
And I think maybe my kid's starting to learn that because his Christmas program was last night and I have just a solid video on my phone of him standing there the whole time, just nope.
Yeah. See, but he knows. And so it's better to know than not know and sing your heart out and be really bad.
But I want cute Christmas videos.
But see, for the Camp David Chronicles Christmas album,
we're all going to do it. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if how well you sing.
No.
You sing to your heart's content.
It's about the spirit,
yes.
not
right. Yeah. So, okay, that was my thought.
Okay, well,
which was more of a not really a thought. But
it's a promise.
Oh gosh.
Write that down in your book, Zeph.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that.
we won't forget it. We've actually have been talking about this for years, just as a joke. But
years.
So I thought.
An album years in the making.
Yep. So you've already said your wise words of the day.
I gave you sage advice.
Yes, you did.
So I think
it was good sage advice. Yeah. I guess we're done. No. It is I thought I saw something out the window. Never mind. Anyway, it's a great holly jolly Merry Christmas to be a scout at Camp Davy Crockett.
Bye.
Camp Davy Chronicles. It's a podcast about Camp Davy Crockett.